I have Bebop today. You know Bebop. And she's my companion. She usually stays with me at home. So anytime you see Bebop, we're probably at home hanging out. Today we're going to talk about different lifestyles of the Philippines. Yeah, we're going to talk about lifestyles of the Philippines. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello, Bebop. She's a cutie. And we're going to talk about lifestyles in the Philippines, things that happen in the Philippines. La la, pretty girl. Say la la, pretty girl. And party, party. Say, she's a party girl. She's a Philippine girl. And she likes to party in the Philippines. And the Filipinos, they like the karaoke, right? They love the karaoke. And the Philippine people, they like to have a good time. Now, she was born in the Philippines, so she's got a lot of Filipino in her. She's got a lot of party in her. And the Filipinos, they like to have a good time. And in America and other countries like that, they're focusing mainly on working and stuff. But in the Philippines, the people, they like to enjoy their life. They like to party. I like the garden. This is my beautiful garden. I like the garden and I enjoy working in the garden. That's one of my hobbies. And everyone needs to have a hobby, whatever it is. I grow a lot of papaya trees too. And I usually give my papayas away to my neighbors all. And my neighbors get lots of papayas. But everyone has to have a hobby. And in the Philippines, a lot of people, they like to karaoke. Karaoke is very popular in the Philippines. And she likes the karaoke too. Look at her. She's ready to sing the next Whitney Houston song. And we're just hanging out here, enjoying life and talking about like the Philippines, like the lifestyle. And there's a lot of really great positives about being in the Philippines. And of course, there's negatives also. You have the pluses and you have the negatives. But the pluses is that it's a great way of life. The Philippine people are happy and they have a great life. They just know how to enjoy life. And most of the Philippine people, not all are good. I told my beautician the other day that the Philippine people were good. And she said, not all Filipinos are good. And I said, hello, how you doing? Doing great. Ahmad and Shabanisa. And we're doing great. And, the Philippine people like to party. And then I told the lady, I said, the Philippine people are good, like my bird. They're good. And and then she said, my beautician, I got my hair cut, as you can see, my hair got a little shorter. And my beautician, she said, but not all Filipinos are good, like not everyone is good. And I said, yeah, but at least the people, like the Philippine people, when you leave, they'll might talk bad behind your back. But when you're like in their presence, they might not say nothing. It's called chismes, chismes. And so I said, that's okay. What words people say, it doesn't bother you. When I first came to the Philippines some time ago, my worker, she said, you need to learn Tagalog. You need to learn Tagalog and you need to learn the bad words in Tagalog. And I said, why do I want to learn the bad words in Tagalog? And my worker said, so when people talk trash on you, you'll know what they say. And I said, I don't want to learn the bad words. And I don't care if people say bad words because it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is if I get physically injured, people hurt you in bad ways. That's what I would be concerned with. But it's not funny. But people, if they say words about you, it's really not a problem. But life in the Philippines is really good. The Filipino people are so happy. They're so good and they just know how to enjoy their life. It's like a party in the Philippines. Sometimes the karaoke machine goes past 10 o'clock. Sometimes it goes all night. And we have neighbors, and the neighbors love to sing. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, not all people that sing karaoke are good singers. Not all. I'm not a good singer, so I don't have any room to brag. But a lot of the neighbors, they like to drink. They drink a lot of Tendaway, and then they get the microphone and then they sing. And they sing, and they don't sound very good, but they have a good time. And that's all that matters, really, when you're enjoying yourself. Because these people, the Filipinos work hard for their money, and they want to get the most out of the karaoke machines. So they rent those things by the day. And I've never rented one myself, but I think it's expensive for most people. So a lot of the people, they want to get their money's worth out of their karaoke. So they sing as long as they can, as long as the barangay patrol doesn't come and stop them. And I don't call the barangay on anyone. They usually like sing so much and they get drunk and then they pass out. Yeah, Bebop, she's talking. Yeah, but life in the Philippines. Drop my microphone. Sorry about that. Life in the Philippines is really good, and it's just a good life in the Philippines. And the Philippine people, they have a good time. They know how to have a good time, and so that's one of the good things. One of the things, like if Filipinos, they live in the province. I live in the province. You can see the trees and stuff, and I love living in the province. It's cool because, like, you want me to say hi to Bebop? Hey, Bebop. Here, I'll let Bebop say hi to you. She's a ham. Say hello. Hello. She's a cockatoo. She's 16 years old. And I got her, like I've mentioned before, from an egg, an ego my Lego. And she's been with me, and I took care of this bird. So she's like a good bird. She doesn't bite. And she likes women mostly. She doesn't like the boys. I don't know why. Probably because when I'm like doing a lot of construction, I have a lot of Philippine boy workers, and the boys are always teasing her. But yeah, it's a cockatoo. Uh, Francis. Yeah, she's a cockatoo. She's 16 years old. My microphone keeps falling. Sorry about that. They live to like 30, 35 years old, and she's like 16. So she's about halfway done with her life. But the thing is, oh, we have a question. It's my Dave. Hi, can I get some advice because my sister got pregnant by my boyfriend? What should I do? Well, your boyfriend should be faithful to you and not your sister. And that's creates a lot of problems. So did did your sister like tell you about this, or did the boyfriend tell you about it? And wow, I didn't know that. There's a 80-year-old cockatoo in New Zealand. That's crazy. Now the books say 30, 35. That's all I know. So if you have a cockatoo that lived 80, that's awesome. Because this cockatoo will live a long time, I think, because I take good care of her, and I'm always like making sure she's safe and not putting her in danger as much as possible. And as you can see, she's happy. She likes to dance. She likes to party. But getting back to the pregnancy, it's difficult. It's a difficult situation because, like, it sounds like your boyfriend's not really loyal if he's going around playing around with your sister. So I'm not sure if they have a relationship or if they're like just had a one-time experience, but it's definitely not right for that to happen. And it's going to be something that everyone's going to have to probably talk about and figure out what's the best thing to do, because I've never experienced that in my life. I've never experienced any kind of situation like that. So I can't really tell you that I know exactly what to do, but it's important in all relationships that people, they behave themselves, and if they're dating someone, that they stick with that person. Like your boyfriend should be sticking with you and not be going around with other family members, because that definitely can create problems. But yeah, I mean, obviously in the Philippines, we don't believe they don't believe in abortion. So the best thing to do is, to have the baby and raise it. That would be the right thing to do. But yeah, it's a difficult situation. But they need to have the baby. She probably needs to have the baby and deal with it. Figure it out. But everyone needs to talk. You guys got to get together and find out what's happening here. That's the best suggestion. But yeah, I didn't know that the cockatoos can live over 80, because I never heard that. Like I say, I just read in the books they said that they live like 30 or 35 years. So she's 16, like I mentioned, and so I thought she's maybe halfway done with her life, but she does do a lot of bad things, like she drinks milk a lot, and she likes chocolates and stuff, and she's really addicted to chocolate. So I try to limit what I feed the bird, because I think if I feed her too much, let's say chocolates and stuff, I think it'd be bad for her health. So I always try to I feed her a balance, mostly of her oatmeal is what I feed her, and she likes to drink milk and stuff. But she's like a human. She eats like what everybody eats. So she just, if she sees me eating something, she's like, I want that. And if she's eating something and then I'm eating something new, she'll drop what she was eating, and then she'll come and she'll eat like what I'm eating. She'll say, I don't want this no more. I want the new food. So she's kind of strange. But sometimes, she gets like she'll bite once in a while, or if somebody else or something like that. And her claws right now are really sharp. I've got to like trim them. Today she hurt somebody. My girlfriend, she hurt her. She flew on her. So it's very bad when the bird has sharp fingernails. They scratch, and they're very sharp. But do I have a Harry and Barber jersey? I don't have one. I think he played on the new New York Giants, and I think this is. I don't know if this is the Barber jersey or not. I think this is. Is that the Barber? I think it is. This is a Cowboy jersey, and I think I can't remember if that's a Barber or not, but I like this jersey, and I thought a couple times my maids, they stole this jersey because they liked it, and I had to get it back. So is that a Marion Barber? Yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah. Oh, he was good. He was a good player. I think he played for the Giants though, and this is like a Cowboy jersey. Was it? So he played on the Cowboys, because this is Cowboy. This is like a throwback jersey. See the star? That's a Dallas Cowboy. I like football a lot. I was watching the football game today, and I was rooting for the Florida team. They played the Kansas City Chiefs, and oh, he was a running back for the Cowboys. Oh, I was thinking another Kiki Barber. That's Kiki Barber. He was on the Giants. Oh, so he was on the Cowboys. Marion Barber. I like this jersey. And he's badass running back passed away in a car wreck. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, what a terrible way. A lot of sports people, they like pass away in crazy things like car accidents and all kinds of weird things. It's really sad. Tony Gwynn, he's a baseball player on the San Diego Padres, and he was only like 50 years old. He died, and he was a superstar slugger hitter. And uh, so anyways, he died, and I was wondering like, how did he die? And I Googled, and then he died of chewing tobacco. Yeah, and so I'm like chewing tobacco, like you know how the baseball players they chew. Well, he died of chew, the tobacco, chewing tobacco. What a horrible way thing to do is a die of chewing tobacco. Yeah, Junior Seau, he was a great linebacker for the San Diego Chargers back then before they moved to Los Angeles, and he had a lot. He was a great player, and he hit his head a lot by tackling people, and he was a badass linebacker. He could stop everybody, anybody, and he hit hard. And then he hit so hard that his brain he had a problem, and I think he ended up committing suicide or something. And then they checked his brain when they did an autopsy, and they realized that his brain like had suffered a lot of trauma from football, and he had some sort of problems. That's why he probably ended his life because he had such a massive problems because of all the injuries to his brain. So football, I played football too, like in junior high and in ninth grade. I played football. I was the center and I played on the special teams. But I just didn't like to. I just didn't like to hit my head that much. Like I wanted to keep myself in good condition, and I played center, and it was kind of a rough position, like. And then a couple times I played linebacker, and I really like linebacker because I could just go and hit the guys. We had this one guy; he was a superstar player on our team, and he was really good. And I went ahead and I my coach put me on linebacker one day, and I was like, okay, I'm a linebacker. I can really hit some guy. And one of these star players on our team, it was practice only, and I didn't play in the game, only practice a couple times. And I would just go and hit those guys so hard. And my coach would say, "My gosh, I never seen you hit someone that hard." And I just loved playing linebacker. That was fun. So yeah, that was good. I'm in the Philippines right now, and I'm in a province in the Philippines, and I just love the Philippines. I'm originally from California, and so I relocated to the Philippines a long time ago and kind of retired. I had a construction business, and I was a professional motorcycle racer, and so I just enjoy the Philippines. It's so cool, and the people in the Philippines are so nice, mostly, and it's just a fun way of life. In America, I was always like, having to work, and it was just a hard life, and I would eat the wrong food, and like it was just a difficult life in America, and it's more cheaper. You're right, Mark. It's more cheaper in the Philippines. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Well, I like watching trees grow. Those are good. But yeah, it's nice in the Philippines because it's cheaper. The dollar is very good in the Philippines, better than, let's say, in most any country in the world. So if you come to the Philippines, and I'm going to move. I knew the area that I was at, it didn't get good reception. Another area, hopefully we'll get good reception here. Sorry about this. I was in an area that, like, I wasn't sure we're going to get good reception. This is my house in the Philippines, by the way. Read your comments very well. I built this area. This is one of my sitting areas. When I was doing the construction, I had lots of, like, ugly